Hi there, this is Toby Green and you're listening to The Green Room with Tom Green and Jacob Gaynor. Stay tuned.
Oh, coffee's for a week for that, mate.
Tom, episode 25. Pretty impressive.
It's nice, a quarter of a way to a century. And I think...
what are we doing for that, by the way?
I'm not even joking. If we get to 100 episodes...
I was meaning like 50. 100's a long way away.
I said a quarter of a way to a century. So,
but I'm thinking like half ton's pretty impressive.
That's not what you said. You said, what are we going to do for that after I said...
All right, so what are we doing?
For 50 or 100?
Both. Let's go one at a time. 50 first. It's a bit less. Well, now we're talking about 100. It's not as big, isn't it?
50, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Again, you know what? We'll put that out to our listeners. I'd love for you to send in some suggestions you'd like to see Jacob or I maybe something we should do, something we should get. If you want to see us, I don't know, have a cake in the studio, or do you want us to go to a scenic place and do an episode, or do you think we should...
I like those ideas.
Go on a night out, or like have some celebratory drinks and bring the potty with us and see how that goes, or whatever you'd like to see.
That won't go well.
Whatever you'd like us to do for our 50th, send in your ideas and we'll consider them. And then 100th, I think we skydive and do it.
I don't know if you know this, but I've got a phobia of heights.
Yeah, well,
I'm meant to be this size.
Yeah, let's go.
No.
Let's go out of a plane and see how
Let's go do something you don't like doing.
Like what?
Commit.
Yeah, like what?
Let's commit to a relationship.
I'd love that. So yeah, we'll cross probably 100 when we get there, but I'd love for our listeners and our viewers to send in their suggestions. What do you think we should do for our 50th episode? Because 25, it's like we feel experienced, but it's been a great journey. It's not like it's been an arduous 25. We've got to 25. It's great. We're going strong. We're hitting our straps. But like I feel like we're really in the flow. So yeah, 50 will be really exciting.
I'm excited to do a end of year review.
Yeah, that will be good.
Like just dissect a couple of things. Maybe we critique each other. I know we do that.
One thing
anyway. But
we can certainly give each other performance reviews.
Maybe we put out a fan feedback, like a survey.
Yeah.
And just say what was good. What would you like to see return? Who would you like to see return?
I think that'd be
not us, like guests.
Stop talking about your relationships.
Well, no, they don't, because all the questions are about that.
Right.
People want advice, and we're the last two you'd come to.
Well, okay. Well, I wouldn't say. Hang on. I've given some great advice on this podcast. If you
Coaches
go back,
don't play.
No, that's not, I've given some great advice on this podcast, I think.
You have given right. You're not like, you're pretty, I don't know what the right word is, intellectual in that space?
I mean, yeah, I like to think so. I think I'd like to, yeah, I handle all my relationships well, I think. I think I'm respectful. And
that's all you can ask for.
It is all you can ask for.
Should we talk about the game?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should get into it.
7 in a row.
It's nice. It's an equal club record, I believe. We won 7 in a row last year, and that was our club record.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we've won 7 in a row again, which is a fantastic achievement and a credit to the entire playing group and the entire playing squad. Yeah, it is really nice. We needed, we were spluttering through the middle part of the year a little bit, but it's been nice to, string some good form together towards the back end of the year as we did last year too. And it's really exciting. Guaranteeing top 4 is, I suppose, what you set out to do at the start of the season. We were, pretty open about our aspirations to finish in the top 4, and there were times where people were, questioning that, but we've, kept the faith the entire time, and it's nice to have that locked in. And now, we'd love to finish top 2. We understand that results sort of have to go our way as well, but if we can, hopefully win this weekend, extend our winning streak to 8 and put ourselves in a position to finish second, it'd be lovely to not have to leave Sydney until grand final day, potentially.
The possibility for the Giants and the Swans to finish top of the ladder is pretty special.
It is really special. It's big for football in New South Wales, and I think, the Swans and the Giants, while we do butt heads thanks to...
What?
Thanks to some
do
people.
It's all love.
Yeah, I think what the Swans and the Giants, what we both do for football in New South Wales is actually fantastic, and the united effort that we have together in growing the game in this state, and I think part of that is putting out a good product. I think we both do, and it is really helping the game grow in this state, and it is a credit to both clubs.
Now, a few performances to talk about.
There is.
There's Hogan, there's Daniels, there's also Green. Career high 40 disposals. Did you realise during the game that you're like, wow, I've seen a bit? Because you had not a poor first half, but you hadn't touched it much.
hang on. I had it, I think, 13 times in the first half, which is pretty good going. But
I mean,
it's not
compared to your second half, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. I did not know that I had that much of the football when I came off. And the thing is, the reality is, touches aren't everything. So like, it's nice to get a lot of the footy, but having 40 disposals doesn't mean you've played well. But I think it was some other stuff that I did as well that was nice to be able to contribute in the game. But no, in short, I didn't know that I'd had that much of the football when I came off. But it is also nice to tick that off.
When did you look at it? How did you find out?
I opened my phone after the game and I'd gotten a bunch of texts from people. Because I've said to people before, I've had a lot of games where I've had 39s and 38s and 37s. I've had 35 plus, but not 40 a fair few times. And I was like, I just want to crack 40. I just want to crack 40.
And you got it.
And I did finally, which is nice. But, probably the bigger talking point on the day was Jesse Hogan going 10 clear on the Coleman medal. And we'll wait and see what happens with that. But you can never say never. But he's in a very good position to win his first Coleman. He's an absolute lock to be, his first time All-Australian. And I think who knows? I think that he's odds-on favourite to win our BNF as well. And in a team that's finished top 4 and, is having a really good tilt into finals, I don't really think you can undersell the sort of season that he's had. And then you look at what Brent Daniels did as well.
Dynamic Daniels.
The only other person to have a game like that was Gary Ablett Jr. twice.
How insane was that stat?
25 plus touches, 13 plus tackles,
and it's official.
Goals.
He's in the GOAT conversation.
It's insane what he did. And the thing I think that was so special about it is you want to look at some of his goals were so special and his offensive output was absolutely massive. But you also look at the pressure that he put on the opposition with 13 tackles and what he applied and what he was able to do and pressure the opposition and win the ball back that way too with his tackling. It was a complete performance offensively and defensively, and it was, I think, probably the cherry on top to a season that deserves to be All-Australian.
I think one of the most exciting things for Giants fans at the moment is the likes of Brent Daniels, Darcy Jones, Hogues, even Witters and Ashy off halfback. It's just entertaining and exciting football, which is what is going to bring people to games. And on the weekend, 10,000 plus. It was loud. That last quarter was extremely loud. Great scenes back here at the club afterwards at our members function. We actually had a lot of people come up and speak about the podcast, all positive comments, obviously.
Of course. Yeah. Didn't expect anything else.
Didn't shock me. But I think it's a great thing, and I loved that we celebrated the members over the weekend as well, and I love that whilst we're not the biggest fan base, I saw a quote from, I think it was Connor Iden during the week, that we're not necessarily the biggest club with the biggest fan base, but we know a lot of our members on a personal level, and I think that's a testament to the club, both staff, players, members, is that it just feels like you're talking to a friend. Yeah,
it really is. And it was, members thank you round, and we do thank our members as Seek put it perfectly. We do have really personal connections with our members, and we really appreciate their support. As you said, the support on the weekend was fantastic, and that's why I think it's also really, I would love to, not only not have to leave Sydney in this final series until grand final day, but I'd love to just reward our members with some finals football at home, because last year we got into the finals, we finished 7th, and so we didn't get to play a home final, but I'd love to be able to finish. We'll at least get one home final no matter what happens, but I'd love to reward our members with at least 2. With 2. It would just be fantastic, I think, for our members and for the Western Sydney community if we could wrap that up. And so that's a massive motivation for myself and all the boys this weekend, is to reward our loyal members who we love so much with some finals football, and we know that they'll rock up and be screaming the house down.
2 final points before we move on from the game. 1, Jesse Hogan, we mentioned him. Do you think there's a possibility if Hogues goes and wins the Coleman this weekend, comes on the podcast next week? He doesn't love media.
He doesn't.
This is different.
Yeah, it should be. We'll try and find. And the thing is, as well, we'll try and have to find an accommodating time for him, because I'm not.
He's a hard man.
Yeah, he is. He's a busy man.
He's not that busy.
Well, he says he's busy. He's
going home to his girlfriend and the dog.
I'm not sure that he actually is busy, but he says he's busy. But yeah, we'll see what we can do to try and get him on, because I think
if I think he doesn't want to come on beforehand. Obviously, I haven't asked him, but he doesn't like talking about the Coleman. He doesn't like any of that chat. So once it's done, I feel like he'll be like, all right,
hopefully.
Now I can focus on the finals footy, and if you want to talk about me, talk about me. Yeah. So he can come on. Fingers crossed he'll bring them. Oh, he won't get the medal yet, but
yeah, we'll try and get him on, definitely.
I think that's our target. Now the second thing is so on the weekend. First shout out Speedo.
Yeah. Shout out to Speedo.
Shout out Speedo. On the weekend, I facilitated some tickets for the team at Speedo to come and watch the game.
Yep.
They had a great
Being the ambassador for Speedo that you are.
Yep. Content coming soon. So I facilitated some tickets. I think there's about 20 of them. Came and watched, had a great day. Obviously a great result, which helps. There was one Fremantle fan amongst them, which he would have had a terrible day. No condolences there.
Yeah, none at all. He can
but there was a moment in the game, Tom, where you were tackled.
Yeah.
And you were tackled in a manner that your shorts fell down.
Yep.
Slipped from your waist.
Well, they didn't fall down. My bum keeps big enough; it keeps them up, but it was dragged down. My pants were pulled down.
Your pants were pulled down. In what would have been a perfect situation and scenario for Speedo, you were wearing budgie smugglers. Now, before I give you what I've got for you, I want you to. Do you have anything to say?
Well, firstly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
Yeah, that's probably first and foremost. My only, I suppose, the thing is who I am as a person as well. I like to take full blame. I don't want to be a man of excuses. The only reason that I wasn't wearing the Speedos that I was given on that day is because I only have 2 pairs and I wear them all the time and they needed to be in the wash. So if Speedo would like to send me some more, feel free to.
I don't know if this is a situation where you can ask for more.
But also...
Only you would turn this into you asking for more free things.
But also, the Speedos, that because they are reasonably new, they take a little while to like just stretch it. Like they're tight fitting and they're good for racing. They're not as good for playing. They can, I just need them to stretch just a fraction more, and as I keep wearing them, they are. But unfortunately for Speedo, those budgie smugglers I have are well worn, well not well worn in because they've still got to keep everything tight and compact, but they're worn sort of the perfect amount where I just feel more comfortable playing in them. So that's my bad. I probably need to wear my Speedos to sleep and do what I need to do to make sure that they're worn in well enough for the next time. But
you've got some making up to do. Now, on the subject of apology.
And so I wrote a really in-depth apology.
You wrote it. With assistance from Chat GPT. But here you go, Tom.
So, I wish to address a recent oversight on my part and to offer my sincere apologies for it. Recently, I made the decision to wear budgie... I don't know if you know you're misspelling here because it says budgie smugglers, but I made the decision to wear budgie smugglers instead of Speedos despite the ongoing support and commitment that Speedos has provided. I understand that this choice may have been seen as dismissive of the brand that has consistently backed me and been a crucial part of my journey and this podcast. Speedos has been a tremendous supporter and their backing has played a significant role in my success. My decision to wear an alternative brand was not meant to disrespect or undermine their support. I deeply regret any disappointment or confusion my actions may have caused. I want to make it clear that I value and appreciate the relationship I have with Speedos. Going forward, I am committed to honouring that partnership and ensuring that my choices reflect the respect and gratitude I have for the support they have shown. Thank you for your understanding and your continued support. #GoFullSpeedo.
Thank you, Tom. That means the world to me and the team.
Yeah, it is a bit of a disgrace on my own behalf that I've so indiscriminately done that, and it's affected you too. It affects more than just me. It affects the entire company, and it affects my friendships and my relationships.
Not only was I disappointed, I think I was just embarrassed.
Mate, I've got to take full responsibility for what I did. I'm under no illusions about that. So, yeah, I'll cut my whack. I understand that I stuffed up and I can only hope to be better in the future.
Thank you, Tom. I actually really appreciate that. I needed that. It gives me a little bit of closure, and hopefully the team at Speedo, shout out Speedo, hopefully it gives us some closure as well.
I do hope they hear my sincere apologies and I
will clip it.
My cry for more free stuff.
Yeah. Oh, ruined it. You just ruined all your hard work. All right, let's get to some questions. Ready?
Yep.
As usual, very hard to select. And I think next week...
We got a plethora of responses, didn't we?
Yep. Plenty. What I think I'll do next week is I'm just going to send them to you and you can choose which ones we do.
I'd love that. I'd love to pick them out.
Yeah, just like give you some...
You just want to do that this week?
Some responsibility.
So I couldn't know which questions were coming this week?
No, I kind of like it. Maybe I won't give it to you. I do like...
surprising me.
Yeah. Just keeps you on your toes. You can't prepare for anything. I like it. So the first question is from a former friend of the Giants, Tanner Bruin.
Is this actual?
This is actually Tanner.
Yeah, right.
Hey lads, big fan of the show. Why are you still stitching me up on Instagram? Cheers.
Reasonable question. That question's not for me though. Shout out to Tansy, by the way. He's going well in Geelong.
He's
Good
killing
man,
it.
Tansy.
He's a great man.
But yeah,
I miss
that's a
him.
great question for you.
Why
Why
am I
are you still stitching him up?
You can't get drafted, look like that, and get away with it. Smile. Fake it.
Yeah.
2-year contract, buddy. Fake
Yeah,
it.
well-
You're getting paid to have your dream fulfilled.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not that bad here. It's not that bad. Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Tanner.
well.
I had to, like, the chance was there. I
Yeah.
had to. Every year we play them and
we know
beat
you
them.
don't miss an opportunity.
Very rarely do I miss, Tom. So sorry, Tanner. I really do apologise, but I will not stop because it's great content. And I think every time, since Tanner's gone, we actually haven't lost to Geelong.
Really?
Touch wood. So I
We
will.
might face them in the finals, just by the
Yeah,
way.
so that's why I said touch wood. So I'll continually have some fun.
Sure.
Great question, though. Thanks, Tanner. Do you boys fangirl over any players?
Personally, no. I've
Okay, take away the AFL.
like
Is there a basketballer or a celebrity that if you met, you'd be like starstruck, lost for words?
no, I don't think so. It's a bit of a lame. No, I actually don't know if it's lame, but I don't really get that starstruck. Like, it'd be cool. Like, I still think it's cool. Like I said, when I lined up on like, I don't know, Dustin Martin or like running on like playing against Buddy Franklin, that sort of stuff. Like, it's cool, but
You don't get nervous.
nah, not really. I don't think starstruck is. I don't think I'd get starstruck.
I'd agree.
Kevin Hart wouldn't do it for you.
I've met him.
Really?
Yeah, met him.
And you were starstruck, weren't
No, I was actually like,
you? Try and crack a few jokes.
yeah.
Get any laughs?
I was nervous because of that, though. I was nervous not because I was meeting him. I was nervous because I was like, what if he doesn't laugh? No, I did my sister bought me a meet and greet for my birthday when I was like 21. And
That was ages ago.
yeah, I think Kevin was in his 20s. But we like lined up and they make you give your phone.
Yeah.
So you can't because they take a professional photo. That's the only photo you're allowed. So everyone was kind of like, there was a big line. There would have been about anywhere from 30 to 50 of us that have like paid for this experience. And it's straight after his show. And we were like lining up and everyone's just doing the same thing, like handshake, hand over like the shoulder, quick photo, smile and out. And I was like, I got to stand out here. And I'm by myself. So I was like,
You are an attention seeker, yeah.
that's not the way I'd put it. This wasn't time for an attack. So unnecessary.
I just couldn't resist.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, fair.
continue.
So everyone's like lining up for these photos, and I was like, I don't want to be the one that just does like the normal
Yeah,
photo.
yeah.
So I get up there, and I was like, "Hey, Kevin, how are you?" And he's like, "Hey, mate, Jacob." I said, "Oh, he didn't know me." I said, "I'm Jacob."
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, man, I'm a big fan of in the green room.
Work on Twitter's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen your work, mate. So instead, I said, "Oh, can we instead of the normal photo, can we get a boxing photo?" And he goes, "Yeah, what's like the boxing photo? Like, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Fight promo, like look each other in the eyes, raise the fists, look like you're about to fight." And he goes, I don't know if I can't swear, but F yeah, man, I'd love that. Let's do it. So then it's like it was like slow motion that we're locked eyes, doing the fists, and it's like if in the photo I can show you later. In the photo, is like him like dead serious, looking into my eye. He's tiny, by the way. He's smaller than me.
Yeah.
So he's like looking into my eyes, doing like this dead serious face, like a boxing photo. And I have the biggest smirk on my face. I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh my God, this is Kevin Hart. What am I doing? And it went forever, that moment. And then the photo's so clean. It was
So
like
you were starstruck then?
no,
You just said that moment.
but it was internally. I never
right.
I didn't showcase it.
Yeah,
He would have been
okay.
like, that guy's so confident. Cool.
Yeah, okay.
I was actually kind of being like, join my posse, come on tour, but nothing. But arguably the greatest night of my life.
Cool.
But yeah, I wouldn't say I get starstruck.
There you go.
Tom, who at the club is tight with their money?
Sam Taylor and Finn Callahan are the two that stand out.
You know what?
Stand out.
Sam Taylor is tight with his money.
Very tight with his money, yeah.
We're in a fantasy football league for the Premier League, right? And Briggsy is in charge of the money. That's a worry. Briggsy's in charge of the money for the group.
Yeah.
And Sam, he goes, all right, these are the people that haven't sent through their money.
Yeah.
Sam Taylor's like piping up about another fantasy league that people haven't paid him for because he won. And then, but he hadn't paid his current registration.
Yeah.
It just like,
Yeah, no, Slam is tight with his money, and so is Finn. They both get stung for that in our fines.
That's
quite
good,
regularly. Yeah.
you should be called out for that.
Well, they are called out for they're both...
Especially Sam Taylor,
they're
new
both tight.
contract,
Yeah.
bit of
7
coin.
years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Come
it's on
on.
decent coin.
I'm going to put a statement out there. and say it's a bit. Tom, do you have a funniest fan interaction?
Funniest fan interaction. No, not really. Sometimes in the warm-ups, though, I like people will talk to me over the sidelines and like I'll kick snaps and like, I don't know, while I'm like talking with them and that sort of stuff. I had some guy actually the other week at Brisbane, actually. This was pretty funny. He was on the sideline and he'd gotten in early clearly and he was like, that wasn't really sledging us, but he was yelling out and he said, I was talking about, oh, this weather'd be a bit hot for you. Like, it's just, you know, like we're up in Brisbane or whatever, and I'm obviously reasonably pale, so he'd be assuming, you know, this weather's probably not
Bit of
for
an
you.
attack.
I said, no, I'm all right. I was born in Townsville. And then he was just like, oh, why? Like, I thought you were from Canberra. Like, what's this stuff about, you know, being from Canberra? And then I just like sort of walked off on him, but he was quite starstruck. Well, not starstruck.
He was
sorry, it's the wrong
starstruck.
one. No, not starstruck, but he was
Wow. Okay, big dog.
just, okay, no. He was a bit lost for words when I was like, nah.
When you replied to him.
yeah, this is fine. I'm from I was born in Townsville. He's like, oh, what? Aren't you from
Yeah,
Canberra?
you're the king of Canberra, mate.
Yeah, aren't you from Canberra? But no, like I don't really have that many. I wouldn't say funny ones. I don't know. Not that I can
Well,
think
that
of.
wasn't funny.
Yeah, I know. That's why I sort of got.
You just wasted everyone's time.
I sort of got- okay, cool, Kevin Hart.
My story was good.
You told us you got
You just waited
starstruck.
2 minutes of someone to tell you that you were pale. We know. Give me
It's
more.
a pretty hostile
Hey, you
25th
got-
episode.
Yeah, you got any funny interactions? Yeah,
Nah.
some guy called me pale.
Well,
once.
I said no. I did start by saying no.
No, you said no. But actually, I had a funny one last week.
I said no
Oh,
though.
it's hot in Brisbane. You're
I
from
said-
Townsville. Great,
okay.
man.
Okay, it wasn't on me.
No, now we're wasting more time on this story.
All right, next question.
What is your biggest guilty pleasure?
No, I actually was talking about this the other day. Actually,
Nice.
I don't have one. Like, what's a? But
Why would you pump that up like that? I was
Yeah.
talking about this the other day. Like, you had a good one.
No, I was
I don't have a guilty pleasure.
I don't. Well, like, what's a guilty pleasure? Because it's like people have a guilty pleasure song or something. I think,
A song. I was thinking more like food or like
yeah, but what's a guilt? I don't feel guilt. Like, if
you're a
I'm-
professional athlete. Surely there's like things you love to eat but you can't. Or do you just eat it?
well, as in I don't eat it, but if I eat it, I don't feel guilty for doing it. I'm not like, oh, like I'm a professional athlete, I can't eat that. I was like, yeah, I've made a decision to eat this, and I'm gonna effing enjoy it.
Effing nice.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's a
Like,
kids program.
it's like if I decide that I'm gonna do something, I'm not guilty about it. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay.
What's your guilty pleasure?
I'd say sleeping in. I
I
always
feel guilty about that.
I feel a little bit guilty. Like
I
you got to
feel
get up and do
grouse.
something. Nah. I
Sleeping-
feel a bit guilty.
I feel electric.
Nah. That's probably my big one. I can't really think of anything else. Favorite team to watch that's not GWS?
In the AFL,
I'm going to assume so. Otherwise, I'm going to say Arsenal.
I'm not going to say Arsenal.
In the AFL,
Um,
I'm going to say St Kilda.
yeah, the Saints. Yeah, like they're pretty
Higo,
good. Yeah,
Mason Wood, friend of the podcast. Steely.
is a friend of the pod. Yep, a couple of friends of the podcast. Yeah, maybe I'll say the Saints then. Maybe I'll say them. I like Sydney's
Just copy and
pretty
paste,
good.
mate.
Hawthorn's not bad as well. I like
Hawthorn are
watching
good to watch.
And yeah, I do like the way the Swans play. I think they're exciting, particularly when they get on a roll.
Was Tom a dominant footballer when he was young, or did he develop later?
You know what's funny about this actually?
If you're about to tell me that you watched the under-17s grand final the other day,
17s.
under
I mean, the
17,
2017.
or the 2017 grand final,
We last night. Billy and I watched it last
know.
night. How do you know that?
I was talking to Billy today,
Really?
Yeah.
That's some Arsenal
and he said
content.
all you did was take kickouts.
No.
So you got drafted for being a stat merchant.
No. So this is what's funny. Was I? Yes, I was a good junior footballer. Like, no, but like,
No, that's fine.
yeah, I'm not. That's not an arrogant thing to say. I don't think I was a good junior.
You're an AFL
footballer.
player, mate. It's
I also
not
did develop reasonably late though. Like I've kept growing. I wasn't like a man child and fully developed pretty early. I've like steadily grown, and I sort of hit puberty reasonably late. But yeah, last night Billy and I were watching the 2017 Maris
On YouTube?
Rising Stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
First 18 grand final when Ainsley kicked. I can't even remember how many behinds it was before I kicked a goal. They had so many more scoring shots than us. But yeah, I played as a loose back all day. Like I was because we had a pretty good. I was in year 11, and some of the year 12s were Billy's age. So like Reece Pollock, and some of those guys.
Some good midfielders.
Yeah, there was. It was a very good team. We
Or
actually had
was
a very
Reece
good
small
team.
forward
No, Reece was a
midfielder?
midfielder. Yeah, we had some some good performing like players, and so I just as our like they sort of came back from Giant stuff that year and whatever, and so did I. Our coach Chris Marr, shout out to Mappa and the Marr family. He played me as a loose back, and so I just got to literally have no opponent and just take intercept marks and
you got drafted.
kick it. No, well, I definitely didn't get. I'm telling you right now, this is my issue with it. People are watching school footy in Victoria. They're not watching school footy in Canberra.
You'd be surprised.
No, I'm telling you, they're not. They should be, but they're not. But anyway, I got to play as a loose back and take kickouts and everything. Reece Pollock won best on that day. Very good. I think I was stiff. I think I was watching it back. My recollection of the game before I watched it back was I was okay, but I was like, I played well, but I didn't play that well. Looking back, I think I was robbed.
Did you watch the whole game?
Billy and I watched the whole game last night on YouTube. How funny is that? Shout out as well. There were some good performances that day. Reece was very good. Geordie Stewart, very good in the front half. Quick.
He's very quick. The Stewarts are all quick.
Who else was good? Max Bowman. Pat Sharp was actually very good as a key forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
Names
Paddy
I haven't
Sharp
heard in a while.
Was very good. Hicksy was pretty good in the ruck. Max was
Yeah, a pretty stacked team.
Max Beaumont was good, but he was as well like winding people up all day. Like he's
good at that.
He was getting in everything, like in the thick of everything. So it was
He's a
pretty
funny
funny.
man, Max.
Yeah.
Did Jacob take more photos with fans than Tom at the members function?
Yep, definitely.
I think that's down to two things. One, I have more time for the fans.
No. Okay. No. That's certainly not it. You love the camera more than I do.
No.
It's literally your job.
I like being behind the camera.
No, you don't.
I do.
You love getting
I
in front of the
hate
camera.
being in front of the camera. I get so shy, man.
That is such a lie.
What I will say,
Can't wait for that Speedos content to come out. We'll see how shy you are in front of that camera.
what I will say about the photos is I noticed something and it kind of like, I don't know where it sits with me.
What?
So, and I don't know how to word this in a way that's not arrogant. So
Here
I'm
we go.
trying.
You're about to say you don't look bad in any photos.
No, I would never say that. It's true, but I'd never say that. I'll let you say that. No, what happens is if someone comes up and goes, "Oh, can I get a photo with you?" And I'll go, "Yep, sure, no worries at all." No matter like if they're taller than me, they'll crouch down to my level to take the photo. I just don't need that. So like
That doesn't sound arrogant at all. It sounds like they're belittling you.
that's what I mean. Well, I didn't want to say it like, you know, when you meet, like when you're growing up as a kid and you meet your hero,
Yeah.
is the bad way to put it. So like, if you meet your favorite AFL player, they normally get down to your height,
Yeah.
get the photo. People are doing that with me, and I don't know if I like it or not. It just makes me feel really small.
Yeah, tell them, hey, mate, stay up there.
Hey,
Stay up there, big fella.
you might not be in the frame, but I don't need
Yeah,
this.
stay up there, big fella.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Like it hurt my feelings a couple of times. I just noticed it kept happening, and I was
Maybe
like,
it was a thing though. Someone saw someone else do it and was like, oh, that must be the guy.
yeah, like you have to get to his height.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
If I ever take a photo with you again, I'm getting to your height.
Okay, we can take one after because it actually like people get pretty low, and it's like you don't have to get that low.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that's just silly. Yeah.
Like I think they're getting a bit lower than me. Like it makes me feel good that I'm a little taller, but you can tell you're bending over, and I just don't love it.
Fair enough. Can't say I've had that problem.
Yeah, doesn't shock me. Who do you think will win the Premier League this year? We agree on this one.
Yeah. Well, I got asked this prediction. Is that video going to go up a bit later, by the way?
Yep, 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. Stay tuned for it. Yeah, I think Arsenal. Arsenal look good. I don't know. Nah, you know what though? I say Arsenal because I kind of want Arsenal to win.
Mm-hmm.
But City
is so good, man.
they looked hungry like game day one, they looked hungry too.
And knocking off Chelsea first up's good.
Yeah. They looked hungry.
I'll say Arsenal, but I'm really ready to get hurt again.
It'd be cool to see Arsenal win. It would
It'd be cool to see anyone else win.
But
I'm
yeah,
just
but
sick
it's
of
just
City.
but City as well. Like they don't look like and it's Pep's last year too as well. So you think maybe they'll just get up again for him. And
Liverpool didn't. They
yeah,
started
but
to
they're
panic.
not City.
Yeah, that's so fair. Whilst we're on the subject of EPL though, do you want to address what you're wearing
Yeah, I'd love to
for our viewers? And you're gonna have to describe it pretty well for the listeners.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm wearing. I think I may have worn this at some point actually on the podcast. But
Definitely have.
we got told to wear our Premier League kit in today by Jacob. I was going to wear an Arsenal top. Didn't want to give him the satisfaction. I also have a Musa Diaby Aston Villa kit because I'm a villain at heart. But I didn't want to wear that because this I think is my favourite one. It's a throwback Dave Batty Leeds United long sleeve jersey. It's mainly light blue, sky blue, I would say, with highlights of royal blue up the sleeves and across the chest. And it is a really cool jersey. It's got a nice collar as well. yeah, for our viewers will be able to see it, and it is one of my favourites. I think it's really cool, and I think our listeners, if you do, you should go on Instagram or you'll be able to see it somewhere, and it is a cool jersey. But I have got that on today. Leeds United obviously aren't actually in the Premier League this year; they're in the Championship, which is a shame. But yeah, I wanted to chuck that on. But I think I'm a Villa man. I think I'm gonna fully buy in to Villa. I think that's my team.
I like it.
Emery gets them going.
Question from Poppy. Tom, who is your favourite mythological character? Is that like an inside question? Should we know that?
I don't think so. Who's that? Poppy.
I don't have the last name.
Yeah, right. Mythological.
Is it like Harry Potter?
No, I think it could be that, but maybe it's.
Like, what does that? I don't really know what that means.
I guess it could be that. I'm more thinking of like the old, Greek myths and like all the Viking myths, that sort of stuff. Like, are you like across there?
I was about to say Madonna. What's the one with the snake hair?
Medusa.
That one.
Yeah. Well, like
she's or Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus is the king of the gods in the Greek thing. That could be him. Like
Zeus.
Odin's the king of the gods for the Vikings. Like it could be depend on that. Well, like it's the same as like Loki, obviously and like Thor. All that.
Is
sort
Thor
of
one?
Stuff. Thor is is a real god in the
really
in Norse mythology. Yeah.
I'll say Thor.
There you go. Mine would have to be, I don't know, maybe just because it's funny, I was reading about this not that long ago because I've actually read a lot of, like, not a lot, but.
About it.
Yeah, this mythology, this sort of stuff is very interesting to me because I do like history, and this is sort of like, particularly like, for instance, in ancient Greece, like their history and their mythology, like there's overlap in between, like some of these things are myths, but some of the people involved in these myths were real people, if that makes sense. So like there's a little bit of overlap like that, which I find very interesting. I really like Achilles is cool. Achilles' whole story, like, and as a character is cool, but I also really like Odysseus, which, fun fact, Odysseus was like a Greek king of Ithaca, which is an island in Greece, and he was a part of the Trojan War, like a part of the Greek effort, the Greek coalition that went over and fought against the Trojans. But an Odyssey, you know what an Odyssey is? Like a massive, long, arduous trip.
Yeah.
Is named... No. But an Odyssey, like a long, arduous trip like that, is named after Odysseus, that character, because on the way back from the Trojan War, it took him 10 years to get home, and he had a whole bunch of different stuff happen to him, and he got shipwrecked, he nearly died a bunch of times. All this sort of stuff happened to him, but that's where the name an Odyssey came from, is based off that character and his long journey home. And there's also obviously Homer's book, The Odyssey.
Obviously.
No, well, like that.
I've read that one too.
Well, I don't expect
obviously
you wouldn't have read that.
Everyone
but it's like,
knows that
have
one.
you heard like of Homer, the old like Greek
Simpson.
historian? No, not quite. Anyway, he wrote the Iliad and he also wrote the Odyssey.
I think we've
which
got
is
very different tastes.
based on Odysseus. But anyway, that's a fun fact. The term an Odyssey, a massive long arduous trip, is named after that old Greek king Odysseus and his trip home from the Trojan War.
Maybe you should start bringing a fact a week.
Yeah, I
like
could
a
do that.
history fact.
Yeah, I'd like to. Like I said, I can talk about this sort of stuff for a while. I probably just bored a lot of people to sleep, but I can talk about that.
All right, 2 more questions, and then
Sure.
we'll move on. Is there any? This is a good question, and it might be hard on the spot. Is there any moment you wish you could relive again? There's a lot I wouldn't.
Really?
Nah.
Feel free to go into them.
No regrets.
What moment would I live again? I don't know. Maybe I would, like I could say the moment I got drafted or graduating school or...
That's a good one.
Graduating school.
Just like everyone says, you're never going to be around these people again. And you go, righto.
If it's actually
It's
true.
so true. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many people you wouldn't have seen since.
Yeah, maybe that then. Like, yeah, I think that would probably be it that I can think of.
I'm going to say, something similar. I'm going to say we have an annual Christmas get together with me and my mates.
What's it called again?
Thickmas.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's just like the best day of the year. So I'd say that.
But you do that every year.
Yeah, but I'd go back to any of them.
Yeah.
And it's just the best day.
That
Everyone's
stuff-
finally back in Canberra. It's the only time of the year we're all together. Everyone lives everywhere now.
That sort of stuff
It's
is very
so
fun.
fun.
That is a good one, yeah.
There's always a theme. This year we're doing a two-night event.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be so fun.
Do I get a start?
No. Maybe you can be guest speaker on the first night. Maybe do a podcast there.
That would be very funny.
That
would be
also,
very
whilst
funny.
we're on the subject of a podcast, stay tuned for a very special announcement regarding AFLW and their podcast.
Really?
We've got some competition, mate.
Little Miss Chatterbox is getting a run?
No. No, far from it. Last question. Well, there's one here that says, has Jacob shown his tattoo to his mum? I haven't.
Have you actually not?
No. I actually haven't seen her. I showed my grandma.
But she hasn't seen. Oh, sorry, she's seen a photo of it though. Your mother.
She's
would've,
seen the
sure.
photo, yeah. But yeah, I did show my grandma.
What do you think?
I don't think she minded. I think she
Really?
found it pretty funny. I hope she found it funny.
Yeah.
Or she wrote me out of the will.
Maybe she's just happy with. So that's where your mind goes when you think about your grandmother.
No, don't make me sound like that. She listens.
Maybe she was just.
Shout out grandma.
Yeah, shout out to grandma. Maybe she's just happy that she thinks I'm a respectable enough and kind enough guy that if you're going to get someone's name tattooed on you, she's happy for it to be Tom Green.
Okay, buddy. Last question. If you could be any famous person for a day, who would you be?
Like LeBron would be so cool.
It'd be pretty cool.
It'd be so cool to be LeBron, particularly
If
just
you get to pick the day too.
just like seeing though, like how cool he was during the Olympics, like being the flag bearer and like
He's a
I know it's
massive man.
just a whole bunch of stuff. Like it'd be cool to be the king.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
It'd be very cool to be LeBron. Or maybe I'd be someone like Putin though, and just get like real insight to like I would just
How
try
it
and
works.
Yeah, and just like, but what's actually going on in Russia, and like what's like just some stuff because like.
You'd be good at that, getting intel too.
And I'd
'cause
love
you'd
to
ask
know.
a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'd love to know. Like, what does the Russian Secret Service actually know? What have they got on Trump?
But then you have to come back as yourself and you'd be like, I need to never go near them again.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably be terrified and never leave the house ever again, or like realize they can see my phone right now and they're listening to me. But like,
Yeah.
I'd love to
Hey,
know.
listen to the podcast.
They do.
In the green room, recently played. What?
I'd love to know what they actually know, or like maybe I'd just be like, again, Joe Biden and know like what like the CIA knows, and that like I'd love to just know some of that sort of stuff, like what's actually going on behind the scenes. It'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
So either LeBron and just do
or Putin.
yeah, or do cool stuff, or
Very diverse group. Very diverse.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say famous person. Like the easy answer is Kevin Hart, but during a show,
Yeah.
like at a football stadium.
When you've got everyone eating out of the palm of your hand.
Yeah, like no matter what you say,
You get
people are
laughed.
laughing.
Yeah.
The athlete one's good. LeBron. I'd probably want to be like a Bukayo Saka,
Be cool.
scoring at the Emirates against Tottenham.
Also miss Ronaldo or Messi. It'd be cool to be either of those
Messi,
guys.
they're past it. I don't really want to go to where Ronaldo is, and I don't really. Oh, Miami would be right. Nah, I'm choosing Bukayo or
Kai's
Odegaard.
cool.
One of them. All right, red light, green light.
Yeah, let's do it.
Working out. So shout out to Emily for sending this one through. Working out to sad music.
Red light doesn't make any sense to me.
I think it depends on the music.
No, I think it doesn't make
Like
any
slow
sense.
sad or like. Surely there's some sort of like upbeat sad. No.
I don't know. Yeah.
So you've had a bad day. I reckon you could.
Nah. Not for me, unfortunately. It's a red light for mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say red light working out, but I'm gonna say if you want to go for a walk and listen to it, fine.
Yeah, that's different though. But like getting in the gym and grinding, like
Yeah, listen to something upbeat.
Yeah.
Red light. Mustaches.
you are, people won't be able to tell even if they're viewing, but you are growing one at the minute actually.
I'm trying pretty hard. So I'm gonna say green light.
Well, I think green light too. I can't. I've actually, to be fair, I've never really had a go, so I don't really know.
Off season, can you ever go?
Maybe I will. So I'll say green light because I think if you can pull them off,
You're going
they
to,
can be a
aren't you
nice
going to
addition.
South America?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Maybe
my
that's-
flights on the weekend.
There's
Actually,
your chance.
yeah, maybe.
Mustache. Don't shave the whole time you're away.
Well, I'll
Or shave your
everything
beard, but
else,
don't
so,
shave
yeah.
the mo.
Yeah, maybe I will.
All right.
Wait and see.
Asking for a photo. Okay, so this is someone asking like you for a photo, if you're with your family or friends.
I don't mind because
Yeah, I'm gonna say green light. That's fine.
I personally, like, I know some people feel differently about this, but I personally, I don't mind because I
You're
remember
a kid once.
Yeah, I remember being that kid that was like, oh,
That's
my
a
God,
good
that's so cool. And so like when kids come up to me or people come up to me and say, hey, can I grab a photo? I don't think I've ever said no. I don't think I ever will say no because I remember that. I think it's cool.
Yep.
And being accessible and like, I feel like I am accessible and I feel like I'm easy to talk to and stuff. So like I love doing that. I'm always happy to.
I love that. I love when when current players can kind of reflect and look back at when they were a kid and how much it means. Because like it used to be, not that it's not anymore, but like for us, it used to be so exciting.
I have the most vivid memory. This still sticks in my mind of
Here, that's the question. What's your like? Yeah, tell this story actually.
like. Thanks, mate. I'll do exactly what I was going to do.
Thanks.
I was like, I think with my mum or something, we were flying somewhere. We were at a baggage carousel in Melbourne Airport, and the Australian ODI team was there collecting their bags too. And I just vividly remember I had like nothing to sign, but like the first page of a book I had, and I saw Cameron White. And I was just like, oh my God, like I need to get his signature. And he signed it for me. I don't know if I took a photo with him or not, but he just signed it for me. Was just really polite and nice. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like even now, like I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of stuff, but that even to just me as a small kid,
Yeah.
I remember that stuck in my head so vividly. And so, yeah, like I'll always remember that. And that's why I'm always like, when I see a kid with like a photo or something signed or whatever, I'm always happy to.
Love that.
Always.
Wearing a team jumper even if they're not playing. So I'm assuming that's like wearing a Giants jumper to Carlton v Swans. If it's a Giants jumper, green light.
Yeah, sure. If it's Giants stuff, green light.
Otherwise-
Anything else, I think red light.
Yeah, red.
Just wear plain clothes, bro.
Yeah. This is another one from Poppy. TikTok trends. As the social media guy, I'm going to say green light.
Well, I've never filmed a TikTok, as in like
An actual, yeah.
like I have an account where I just view TikToks, but like
I don't think, like how,
I've made just some Giants ones or whatever they.
yeah,
Oh,
but how would you feel on like you've seen Hawthorn's style of social media?
Yeah.
How would you feel if I turned around and said, I want you boys to start doing this stuff?
Well, what do you mean? Like, as in,
Like just all the trends and like that kind of content.
if you asked me stuff, I'll answer it. Like, if you do
Not
TikToks,
questions, but like dances and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
I probably won't do any of those.
Yeah. I
Personally.
don't know many people that would here.
Yeah.
A couple.
You've bailed Finn and Cooper.
Finn, Cooper and Brownie,
up to
but
it.
they copped it, so I don't know if they'd do it again. But numbers speak for themselves. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I probably won't be engaging in it.
A phone in the shower. I'm going to say green.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes
But how do you do it?
just leave your hand out.
So you like under the
Sometimes if
water
I'm like
that?
listening to, no, not under the water, like my body's under the
That's
water,
what
but
I'm
my
saying,
hands
yeah.
are out. Might be changing the music.
Nah, I don't know.
Sometimes something's got to be posted on the Giants channels.
Posting from the shower.
Yep.
There you go.
People don't know.
Yeah. I think it's a red light for me. Just get in there and enjoy the sanctity of the moment. Don't get on the phone. If you want to listen to music, cue it up beforehand.
Okay, last one. Mid-season trade period.
I'm actually all for this.
Same.
It's a bit hard though because, like, I'm not here trying to say for a single second that AFL players don't get paid enough. I think we're very lucky and get paid very well, but we're not really at a.
You're not paid well enough to move states like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not like the
To-
NBA players.
Yeah, to completely uproot your life and like your family's life potentially into new schools and trying to find new accommodation and all this sort of stuff. I don't think we're quite getting paid enough for that yet, so I think it'd be a little bit more difficult. But I suppose the first way that it would come into the AFL is like if you mid-season you wanted to get traded, which means you're willing to do all that, then yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But not like, for instance, if the Giants wanted to trade me, like I want to stay here, but they want to just trade me tomorrow, like it would
Yeah.
be.
So yeah, it's not at that level yet, but
I
it
don't
is if
think
you
so.
if you nominate.
Yeah, then maybe, yeah. But I think mid-season trading will just come in. I think it's inevitable. It's happened in every
think
other
that's a good
sport league in
idea.
the whole world. But I'm just not sure that right now we are paid enough to be able to make it really practical.
Yeah, like it. All right, we're going to go to a segment
But green light.
that we have not done for a while.
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah, it has been a little while.
Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Back by popular demand, ladies and gentlemen, Tom's trending topic.
It is my trending topic, and this one is I don't know if it's trending. I doubt it's trending around the world, quite frankly, but it's certainly trending in my life at the minute and my home life. I just want to take a second to talk about birds and bird watching. And I know this sounds stupid, no, but I'm being actually serious. I think everyone should take time to actually, and when I say like I'm going to talk more specifically about birds probably, but I think that people should spend more time in nature, particularly in what is happening just in terms of how technological our world has become and how immersed in technology we seem to constantly be. I think people should take more time to be in nature, I find it a really peaceful and calming thing. And I think more people would feel the same way if they spent more time doing it. I think it's a great way to relax. It's a great way to keep yourself present, not thinking about the past or the future. And the reason that I bring this up, though, is that I, as a lot of people know, quite frankly, I'll just say I'm a little bit weird in terms of I like history, I like geography, and I'm unapologetic about that. And I also love nature and I love animals. And so like a lot of the YouTube, my housemates will often give me rubbish because I'll be just watching silly, well, not silly, but like I'll be watching informative animal YouTubes and while they're just sort of like, I don't know, doing whatever. But I really enjoy that. And so there's a really good YouTuber I like, actually, an Australian YouTuber called The Backyard Naturalist. Doesn't have heaps and heaps of subscribers, I don't think. Maybe has only made 11 videos, but they're all really informative on Australia flora and fauna, so animals and plants, and particularly birds specifically. And so I've always found that really interesting in terms of like all animals and that sort of stuff. But birds in particular, I think like when you live in Sydney, like I live in Tamarama. I'm fortunate enough to live in Tamarama, and you can see some animals like every now and like you see the occasional possum and whatnot, but like
It's different to like
the reality
where
is
you grew up.
I'm not out in nature all the time, so I'm a long way from it, so it's hard to see, you know, a wide variety of different animals. But the one animal you can see everywhere are birds, and particularly you know, in Sydney, sort of we have our little nature parks and all throughout the city, so there is still an abundant bird population and varieties of birds, and I enjoy watching them. I enjoy seeing, you know, the kookaburras out the front of our apartment. They're up on the power line singing often. There's I've been taking note recently. Billy's found this funny, but Bill's actually a little bit clued into it as well, because shout out to his father, John Clark, who when I'm back in Canberra, I've heard he doesn't mind a bit of bird watching at home, and he has a bird feeder at their house, and he loves, you know, putting seed out and watching the birds come in. Which I think I've also thought about. I don't know where it would work I don't think it would work on our balcony, but there's a couple of trees out the front of our apartment. I kind of want to put a bird
do one at
feeder
the club.
there. You could do one here too, yeah. But I don't know when I'm at the club when I'd have time to watch it. So I'm saying like maybe it's some trees out the front of our apartment. I'm kind of tempted to put up a bird feeder there and just see what birds we can attract. But as a pied currawong, which is a species of bird, people who do know birds will know what I'm talking about. If not, look it up. They are beautiful birds and they have a really distinct call, which again you would know. And it is like, yeah, it's a very distinct call, and I reckon it's a very cool one. But one's making a nest on a balcony of an apartment just like next to ours. You can see it from Billy's room, which is cool. Just like watching it all yesterday, just making its nest and that sort of stuff. There's rainbow lorikeets about. We were watching them from the cafe yesterday, M Deli. Shout out to M Deli Cafe, actually in Tamarama.
I've been there, great spot.
Yeah, fantastic spot. Great food, great coffee. You should pop in. Patrick, the owner's a lovely guy too. But just like, again, bushes over the other side, watching rainbow lorikeets eat, that sort of stuff. It's just, I enjoy it a lot. I think it helps keep you present. I think it helps ground you, because while we can get caught up in social media, or we can get caught up in TikTok trends or whatever it may be.
Everyday life.
Yeah, the reality is, if you sit there, enjoy a coffee and watch, you know, nature, immerse yourself in nature, it's a really calming feeling. It's humbling. It makes you realize that, you know, some of these stresses and these worries you have, they aren't that significant. And at the end of the day, Jacob, you and I, we are just animals.
Okay.
We are.
Okay.
We are.
Wrap it up.
Why? I'm just.
Wrap it up.
I'm
We're not going down this road, mate. Wrap it up.
I'm not going any further. I'm just saying we are just animals. So, you know, to get back in nature, I think is really good for our mind, body, and spirit.
This is where I don't want people to just like, I'll pick a minute of the podcast. At the end of the day, bro, we're animals. You know?
That's not why I took it. What I'm saying is true. I'm actually trying to say it'll help ground people.
One of the best questions I've been asked before is like, what's your favorite thing in nature? And my answer, and yours might be birds, but my answer would be, I love going down to the beach, and you're right, with a coffee and just looking at the water. But I love when there's wind and the wave crashes and like the mist falls back off the wave.
Yeah.
That's like, I could watch that for days.
Really?
It's my favorite thing. Or pelicans landing.
That's cool. That's also very cool, yeah.
Pelicans landing. Pelicans would be my favorite bird.
Pelicans, if you go and do some research about them, they're actually pretty messed up.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I like them.
Yeah. Well, as in, I still like pelicans, but your perception of pelicans, I think, will change if you do some research on them, which is funny. But they're great birds.
Yeah. So you never had birds?
No, we do have birds at home. We've had canaries.
In Canberra?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had, I think, zebra finches there, and we've also got, at the minute, got some lovebirds, which
Nice.
my littlest brother, Lockie, raised himself by hand. And so you can, they can land on you and all that sort of stuff, and they're very good birds. Very beautiful looking birds too. Shout out to the Gianasca family. Anthony Gianasca was the one who gave them to Lockie and helped him raise them. He's the one who's given us our lovebirds. So
Wow.
yeah.
We've got budgies.
Yep.
That's about it. But I'd love to do. You're not at a level yet when you could recognise the sound of a bird?
Yeah, well, again, if I heard a pied currawong call, I could tell you what it sounds
Because there's
like.
one like that next to my room every morning at like 4 a.m. Loves to
Maybe.
sing. Some days I love it. Most days I hate it. So I'm going to record it next time, send it to you, and
If you
see
can
if you
record
can.
it for me, I'd love to know.
Because also Darcy, you should actually talk to Darcy from the membership team. Loves birds, loves bird watching, knows everything about it. So you can actually
There you
talk
go.
for hours.
Maybe we will.
All right, should we get to the song of the week?
Let's do it.
That was a good trending topic. I'm glad it's back.
You said you got bored by it, mate.
No, I got bored. Sometimes when you get lost. I think sometimes you
get
need to know when
lost.
to speak, and sometimes you need to know when to move on.
I didn't get lost, man.
You started talking about us as animals and like spirit stuff, man.
I just talked about the fact we're animals, which is literally a fact.
Okay, let's go. All right, so you can go first.
Yep. Well, mine for this week, it's a bit... I actually don't know... Let me check how old this song is, because I want to do...
Pretty old, I reckon.
2006. It's often a 2006 album, and the album is actually the name of the song as well. So, and that's Black Fingernails Red Wine by Eskimo Joe, which, yeah, Eskimo Joe, a good Australian band, and it's a song that I really, really like.
Black fingernails, red wine. I wanna make you all mine. A lot of people under.
Should have let it play for just a little bit longer. Play it. Play it. Yeah, play it. Play it.
You wanna get there, you gotta go straight down. Whoa, straight.
It's a good song.
It is a good song, yeah. And I feel like
They've got
that's
some
one that
big
maybe...
hits.
Yeah, Sarah as well, good song.
Yeah, straight lines.
I think,
Okay.
yeah, it can sometimes, like, that's a song that maybe gets a little bit forgotten, but yeah, it's a really good song. I like it a lot. And, yeah, give it a listen.
Okay. Now you notoriously.
This look, I know it's coming. Country's coming. I know it's coming.
It's coming.
I see that look on the face, that smirk. Country's coming.
Now, Post Malone, as I've said for a few weeks, is probably my favourite artist. I just think he's very diverse, very talented.
Yeah.
Love him. Seen him
Not
a
going
couple
to
times.
dispute that.
Seen him a couple of times in concert. Fantastic. So he's gone into a new country era, and it's unbelievable. It
So
might
maybe
be,
his worst era so
no,
far.
it's his best. It might be my favorite album of all time. And
Wow.
so this song, I've chosen the most country song on the album for
on you, mate.
you, Tom. So let me know what you think of the start of this one.
I was hanging around in Brooklyn town with a settled down type girl. Her daddy was a diplomat who thought he ruled the world.
I want to get to the chorus. You ready?
Yep.
And he was well connected. He helped me connect the dots. He paid me off to leave, and let's just say he paid a lot. I guess it's M-E-X-I-C-O for me. Laid up in the shade of a coconut tree.
You can't tell me you don't want to get straight in the car and just listen to that.
I don't at all, and I won't be.
You don't
What's
like
that
it?
sort of tune though? It's not that. What's it called? It's
Bit of
called.
a country twang.
Yeah, no. But
Folk?
Nah, it's not that. It's got like a. What's it called? I feel like it's in a similar style. You know the song
The
by
banjo in the background.
yeah, but it's got a name. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a similar-ish style to the Rolling Stones song "Honky Tonk Woman" or whatever. It's got like a similar. I don't know. I can't remember. One of our listeners will, I'm sure, will know that style of song. I can't remember what it's called.
All I know is it's a hit.
Yeah,
And I have had it
not
on
for me.
repeat.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're enjoying
So
it.
if you enjoy country, go give Post Malone a listen.
Go give that a listen.
He's
yeah.
released an album.
What was
his
it called
extended
again?
album, F1 Trillion.
F1 Trillion.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
And it's just, I can't give it enough credit. And which is exciting because we got Song of the Week for hopefully a few more weeks. I'm just going to bring in a new Post one every week.
Well, I guess I won't be listening to yours for a few weeks.
All right, should we get to the poem, Tom?
Let's do it, mate.
Now, last week you did pretty well.
Thank you.
You did pretty well. I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
It was a lot more personal than I thought.
Well, I told you, when I say I want a poem, I want it personal. The thing is, though, as well, you seem to keep underestimating me. You underestimated my swimming. You paid a pretty hefty price.
Fair.
You underestimated my poem writing abilities. You paid another pretty hefty price.
Did I?
Well, you got roasted.
Yeah, I did. A lot of
I
people
just-
shouted that out.
I think you need to stop maybe
Underestimating you?
me.
No, I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at. Now, this poem is long because
Really?
Tom's got a lot wrong with him.
That's true.
But what I will say is it's not my best. So next week I'll probably go harder.
You can already tell me it's not your best.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Ready?
Wow.
You going to put your phone down for this one?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Because we got a lot of comments about that. You're pretty rude.
Uh,
You're pretty disrespectful,
I'm
and I'm
actually
pretty
just
sick
making
of it.
sure that I'm not going to be late for some important stuff that I have. That's all.
Yeah, well, I'm also technically in a tribunal with Lucky Ash right now.
Have you got any results on that yet?
No, they're deliberating.
Really?
So let's make this poem quick.
Mm.
All right. Tom, it's been a pleasure, but you've had your turn to speak. Now it's my turn. Let's recap the week. Last week you came at both my height and my hair. I was pleasantly surprised with your work, if I'm being fair. You had your chance to shoot, but you failed to land a fatal blow. Now it's time for the poem to be in the hands of a pro. This week I'll be mean. This week I'll be direct. For you this week, I have no respect. Tom, little did you know, I've been going easy on you all year. So get ready for this and lean in with your good ear. Now it's a question of where do I start? It's officially time to tear you apart. I bought you a gift. Here's some tissues. Let's start with your commitment issues. Tom, it's no shock. You're single and all alone. Have you ever been out of the friend zone? For more reports, you love sneaking out of the house. Your roommates all know you're not exactly a mouse. I know you're scared. I know you're afraid. You haven't had a girlfriend since the 3rd grade. When I asked the club for a podcast, I said, give me the biggest name, and they said it's done. I wanted a green, and they gave me the wrong one. One green has 3 blazers and 2 best and fairest hanging on his wall. The other green, well, he has nothing at all. I carry this podcast, mate. You're nothing but a name. Your only idea was ASMR, and that was beyond lame. Last week you called me names. You called me small. I'll go harder at you than you've ever gone at the ball. There's one thing about you I don't understand. You only think about yourself and getting the ball in hand. Maybe you do look for your teammates. I just don't know. Maybe you just can't find them because your efficiency is so low. After roasting me, you were nice, and it made my day. I'm not going to do that with you. I've got plenty more to say. Every time I speak, you're on your phone. You're disrespectful, mate. No wonder you're alone. I don't know why I'm shocked. It's nothing new. The only person you care about is you. You say you're the king of Canberra. Let's actually be real. You're not even half the player. That is Jack Steele. The Tom Green fan club. Even free tickets couldn't tempt me. Marnik is always packed, yet your fan club is empty. You use big words and expect us to applaud. I know the real you, and you're a fraud. You're studying law, but you left out one crucial detail. You've only done one class, and didn't you fail? You and commitment. There's a pattern we're all starting to see. You can't commit to a girl. You can't even commit to passing a degree. Tom, you and me in the pool, your swim was unreal. But who was it that ended up with the Speedo deal? Do me a favour. Do me a favour and go back to listen to this on repeat. Bookmark, this is the time that Gaynor got you beat. It was a long poem, but I had the listeners hooked. Does it smell in here? Because Tom Green just got cooked. Wow. I'll probably remove the third line.
Very, very, very good, Jacob.
Is that even allowed?
I'd like some fact checking on a few of those things because I'm not sure they're entirely true.
Can we talk about the university degree? Is it true? You've done one class, you
No,
tell
it's
everyone
not
you're studying
true.
law, but you failed it?
So now when we were talking about Billy, I now know why you're actually talking
Yeah.
to him.
I've had some good chats with Ricker and Billy the last few days.
Nah, that's not entirely true.
But there's a lot I couldn't say. So we'll keep that off the
Yeah,
air.
well, there's some that you did say. I'm pretty sure you can't.
I'll be
say.
taking that out.
Yeah, no, very good, very very good. I liked it. It was
Nothing too mean.
nah. Like I said, it's water off a duck's back, man. I've received far worse DMs. I'll tell you that.
You and me both.
No, good 9.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's your best score yet. It's
Yeah, it is.
It's easily the best score, but it was because it was long, and you actually had a go, which I liked.
Yeah, which is exciting because there's more to come. I told you started a war.
Hey, but
You
the
fire
thing
the
is,
first shot and I'm coming back with an army.
yeah, you can keep firing shots. I'm now beyond it. I'm above it.
You're not.
I'm above you.
I know this gets you. Literally.
that was a hard
yeah, I
joke,
know.
man.
I get it. Another small joke. Crouch down for a photo, man.
No, good, very good though. I did like it a lot. Credit to you, Jacob. You did very, very well.
Thank you, Tom. This weekend. Well, I'll press the button, then we'll talk this weekend, then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the Bulldogs in Ballarat, the final game of the home and away season. I think what you said before at the start of the show was really good. I think that a lot of the questions we had that I didn't put in to the question segment was, how do you find motivation to play well this weekend when you've got a finals campaign coming up? You've already locked into the top four. I think what you said about the possibility of playing a home final and rewarding our Giants fans and members.
Yeah, that's all the motivation.
Was the perfect answer.
Yeah, it's from a selfish point of view, you don't want to leave Sydney until grand final day because I like sleeping in my own bed and that sort of stuff. But the reality is as well, we owe the members we're nothing without them, and to be able to reward them with hopefully some finals football is a massive motivation for us. So yeah, in our mind, we've got everything to play for this weekend, and I've got no doubt we'll be coming out and putting on performance that reflects that.
You excited for Ballarat?
Super
We head
excited.
there frequently. It's
Yeah,
cold.
we have. I missed last year. I'd done my hamstring, which is a shame.
Did you make the trip at all? No.
No, but we had a big comeback. I remember watching that. That was incredible. Toby
Great.
had an enormous
Wow,
second
you didn't
half.
play that
and-
game
No, I didn't.
because that was the game that tied our 7 in a row last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was incredible. So yeah. Hopefully we can have a similar result this week.
Perfect. Do you want to do a quick shout out? Your quick ending?
Yeah, sure. Thank you to all the In the Green Room listeners. We really appreciate you all. Thank you. Make sure you send us to all your family members and friends. You can listen to us on all major streaming platforms and watch us on YouTube. Thank you. We'll see you next week.